These countries are calling us up, kissing my They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. You don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. There are only two genders, male and female. This is going to be great television, I will say that.
In November, Donald Trump won the US presidential election for the second time, capping a stunning turnaround. Donald Trump is just the second president in the United States history to serve two non-consecutive terms. He became the first US president in over 120 years and the second ever to lose the White House and then come back to win it again, after Grover Cleveland in 1892. Trump took oath in January and completed 100 days in office this week. The weeks following President Donald Trump's return to the office have been filled with a flurry of events aimed at demonstrating to Americans that his administration is fulfilling promises. With a Republican-controlled Congress that is supportive, Trump has been able to freely initiate changes to the federal government and alter foreign policy. His imprint is everywhere, but the long-term impact is often unclear. In his first 100 days, President Donald Trump exerted his power in a sweep and scale that analysts say has no easy historical comparison. He made big promises and has moved at a frantic pace. Trump has steamrolled the government and strong-armed US allies. In addition to sparking trade wars, Trump has also asserted the authority to reshape the post-World War II partnership with Europe. The Republican president has issued remarkable emergency declarations to alter the rules of international trade, causing turmoil in financial markets and government offices worldwide. And he has ordered the removal of migrants to a prison in El Salvador without judicial review. Not to forget, the Trump administration has threatened educational institutions with federal funding cuts. After several other prominent schools signaled their willingness to comply with Trump's demands, Harvard has stood firm against the pressure. Trump has invited 200 lawsuits in his first 100 days. Here's what the US president has done and not done. First, let's look at diplomacy and international relations. Trump has rejected the post-World War II order that has formed the basis for global stability and security. He has rejected long-standing alliances and hinted at scaling back the US troop presence in Europe. Longtime allies such as Germany and France have suggested they no longer can depend on Washington. Trump also pledged a swift end to the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, so far to little effect. At the same time, he has repeatedly called for the US to annex Greenland, which is a Danish territory. He has also called to retake control of the Panama Canal and to make Canada the 51st US state. Next is the issue of immigration. Cracking down on illegal immigration was the anthem of Trump's campaign, and it is the issue where he has the greatest support. He has carried out some of the strictest immigration policies in US history, even though the anticipated mass deportations have not yet occurred. Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport migrants with limited due process. He then used the law to send hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members to a mega prison in El Salvador in defiance of a court order. At the same time, Trump has tried to bend the US economy to his will. Trump says the outcome of his tariffs will eventually be beautiful. So far, it's been a difficult 3 months with consumer confidence plummeting. The stock markets are experiencing turmoil and investors are beginning to distrust the effectiveness of Trump's policies. Critics say that it has become a time of anxiety instead of his promised golden age of prosperity. Trump's team accuses other nations of erecting unfair trade barriers to keep out US exports and using underhanded tactics to promote their own. In Trump's telling, his tariffs are a long overdue reckoning. The US is the victim of an economic mugging by Europe, China, Mexico, Japan, and even Canada. Trump is seeking to restore justice and millions of long-gone factory jobs by taxing imports at rates not seen in the US since the days of the horse and buggy. Many American manufacturers could not compete with an influx of cheap imports after China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001. During that time, factories closed, workers were laid off, and heartland communities withered. Let's now take a look at how Trump is steering the US military. For the past 3 months, the Pentagon has been rocked by the removal of top military leadership. The defense chief, Pete Hegseth, has been stuck in controversies. Hegseth was a key participant in the signal chat set up by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, sending details of sensitive military operations over the non-secure channel. Trump has said the military had gone woke, and he acted swiftly to reverse long-standing policies. Trump issued an executive order to remove transgender service members, which has been stalled by the courts. Hegseth ordered the military to eliminate any programming, books, or imagery that celebrates diversity. Last but not the least, courts, judges, and the rule of law. Trump has consistently said he would follow an order from federal judges, but that has not stopped talk of a possible constitutional crisis over defying the courts. His executive orders reshaping the federal government are facing more than 150 lawsuits. Judges have ruled against the administration dozens of times, blocking parts of his agenda for now. The administration has argued that individual judges should not be able to issue nationwide injunctions. The administration has also pushed back in court, quickly appealing multiple orders to the Supreme Court. Critics say the Trump administration is targeting the pillars of education. Trump's warnings to withhold billions in tax funding from colleges and universities stem from various campaign pledges. On the campaign trail, Trump pledged to fight anti-Semitism on campuses, to challenge diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, and to remove foreign students he perceives as a threat to American values. After numerous other leading universities indicated their readiness to meet Trump's demands, Harvard remained resolute against the pressure. In retaliation, Trump has called for revoking Harvard's tax-exempt status and threatened to prevent it from admitting international students, who make up over 25% of its total enrollment. Trump has also placed a freeze on more than $2 billion in grants and contracts. However, these actions are not limited to Harvard. The Trump administration is targeting other universities as well, and has temporarily revoked the legal status of many international students at institutions nationwide. As Trump puts his controversial policies into action, numerous notable surveys have indicated a decline in his approval ratings. The CNN poll results showed Trump's 41% approval rating is the lowest for any newly elected president at 100 days, dating back at least to Dwight Eisenhower, including Trump's own first term.